Hey guys, got some requests to show the detail of the rig I was using in my last video when I caught those crappie. The drop shot rig is a very popular rig all across the US. It's not anything new, but a lot of people don't know how to tie it or what kind of tackle to buy to start it. So I'm just going to give you a quick video on how it is. As I said in my videos, drop shot I use it type of finesse fishing in my opinion. It's used when the fish aren't really that active. They're not in the shallows yet, especially with crappie. They're not in the shallows, and you want to go get them, and you want to drop down on a fish that maybe is suspended maybe in 10 to 15 feet of water, and you want to be able to put a lure right in front of their face and get a reaction bite out of them. So this rig is really just made for that. So I'm going to show you really quick how to tie it, what's the tackle, and hopefully this can help you out in your next trip. So this right here is the hook. This is the most important thing. It's the VMC SpinShot. The thing I like about the VMC is the size 2 hook on here that I use for crappie. It's 0 line twist. What it is a hook with a swivel on both ends going right through the eye, and the hook has a long shank that faces upward, so you don't have to worry about the line, the hook turning down. You don't have to worry about the line after about 5 or 10 casts spinning around the line and getting caught and missing a lot of bites. You miss a lot of bites when you have the Palomar not tied directly to the line, because you never know how the hook is sitting on the line. You always want it facing up and out to 90 degrees. So this ensures that and makes sure that your line is always facing out and the bait is in the best presentation. I tie one of these 10 inches of line and then another one of these hooks and then another 10 inches of line, and I use tungsten VMC tungsten drop shot, 1/4 ounce. These ensure that when I'm fishing in like a lot of brush, grass, rocks, and also things that have like down trees, I get hung up much less. It's 35. The profile is 35% thinner, and also it allows me to feel the lighter bites because of the density of this weight compared to lead. So I can really feel the lighter bites with this. I tied that onto the line with a barrel swivel, eagle claw barrel swivel with an interlock snap, size 12. So let's go ahead and tie this up. So I use braid, so I always tie the swivel to fluorocarbon. I'm using PLine fluorocarbon. I'll show you right after I make this. I just gotta tie a traditional fisherman's knot here. Nothing crazy. I usually use a uni knot when I'm fishing in salt water because a little more stiff and less slippage. But when you're fishing for crappie, I think the fisherman's knot is just fine. Couple twists around the line and then go through here. I use my mouth tying this a lot because it just gives me that short grip there. Snap off the end. It's a pair of scissors. There's one end of it. After that, you take one of these hooks. As you can see, this hook is just beautiful with the swivel here, swivel-like action here. So you tie this line directly onto the one end, top end, I should say. Again, it's just a regular fisherman's knot here on this end. Short grip, pull it tight. There's no editing here, guys, man. We bring it to you raw. I'm not cutting this stuff out. This is what I do when I tie. It may take me a little minute, but I make sure that these knots are cinched tight, and I'm getting the best possible closest knot to this line, because the worst thing you can have happen there's a fish come off because you didn't tie a line properly and you were rushing to put this up here, right? So that's one end, and then I take another piece of 10-inch line. I pre-cut these for time's sake. Pre-cut them, and these are actually, this PLine is fluorocarbon coated. It's not like pure cigar. So this stuff was about, I think, ran me about $8 for 300 yards. If I was to get that length and that length of line in a what do you call that, in a cigar or Andes or any other fluorocarbon line, it's going to cost me upwards, 15, 20 bucks. I'm all about line quality, but for freshwater fishing, and especially crappie and bass that I'm going after, I have never broken off a line with PLine. So you got to fish what makes you confident, right? So if you're confident that this line isn't going to break and you're using your drag properly on the line, you don't have to worry about breaking off or anything like that. So I'm okay and confident with just using this cheaper in price, I would say, line, not cheaper in quality, because I haven't experienced any quality that was bad yet on these. So always pull these tight, make sure that they're good. Give it a good pull like you would, like a fish is gonna grab it and take it. I think we're stronger than fish, so if it can take our pull, it can usually take the pull of a fish. The only thing that may break you off. So we're seeing it come together now here. So you have the swivel on top. I don't know if you can see this, and then you have this hook that just spins. Look at that spin. Look at that spin. They spinning. So spinning. That's what you want to see. It's spinning. So I take another hook, same thing through here. Fisherman's knot. This knot is so easy to tie. It's the first knot I learned how to tie when I was a boy. So you know how you go fishing with your father the first time. He helps you out, then after a while he's like, listen, you're gonna have to learn how to untangle and unhook yourself. That's when fishing starts. When he stops untangling your line, that's when it's time to grow up. So I had to learn how to tie that knot like right away. It was the easiest thing. Just spin it around and put it through the loop that you create by spinning it around the line. Can't get any easier than that, right? So same thing when I want to teach my son, is just learn how to tie this first knot. You tie this knot, you alright. You're gonna be okay. Be careful when tying around these hooks, these VMC spin shots. They are sticky. I mean, they are sharp. They're no joke. You can easily prick yourself, man, and get this hook stuck in an inch or two, a couple of inches, or maybe an inch in your finger if you're just playing around and not being careful. Quarter of an inch, I should say, maybe less than that, but it'll still hurt. I don't care how deep it is. Anything that's not supposed to be in there and it's metal, it's gonna hurt. So be careful with these hooks. They are sticky, which is good. You want that hook to be sticky, because when that fish bites it, you don't want him to be able to get off. So I don't mind the risk of tying this, because when it's time to really catch something, these hooks are going to catch. So you just trim it off. I don't like the tag ends. I don't like trimming off too much. I always get scared, like if that hook isn't snug enough, I want some room for my knot to be able to pull a little tighter if I needed it to. So I leave just a little bit. It doesn't bother the fish. So now what do I have? I have a swivel, I have a little bit of line. Okay, I got 2 hooks, right? And I got about 10 inches of line. So this is how it looks. And these things are spinning. They're not getting tangled. So at the end here, I finish it off with my snap swivel. Snap swivel is where it all goes down, literally. Goes down to the bottom, or goes down to however many feet you want it to go down, and puts it right in front of the fish, because there's no other way to get to them. So when this weight goes down, you want to make sure that you have the right amount of weight. It all depends on how deep the lake is, how much weight to use, how deep the lake is, how much wind you're getting, because the wind is going to push you and then push the weight at the same time. So you want to make sure that you're using enough weight where it's staying down and not going too much under the boat or too much away from you. So you all I bring, when I'm on the boat, when I'm on a kayak, I bring a couple of different weights. You see how I pulled that and it slipped out? That's why you test your knot. I'm not editing that out. That's important. You need to test these knots. If you don't test these knots, the fish will, and you will pay. So I always say, you test the knot before the fish does, right? Test the knot, make sure it's not slipping, because the fish will catch you slipping. You'll slip right off the line. So test the knot. There's always a chance you didn't put it, the line in the right loop, or you put it the wrong way, and the fish will get off and you'll be sad. So I always test these. And just snap it off after you test the line. Again, try to snap as close as possible, with leaving enough room to for the knot to tighten if it needs to anymore. And then snap on your weight of choice. I'm using a tungsten, VMC tungsten weight. And then I use Mr. Crappie Strike King lure and Glimmer Blue Lightning Shad 2-inch. Come 15 in the pack. The crappie cannot resist this. I mean, every time I drop this down where it's fish, if I find a fish, they are hitting. Look at that tail. I stopped moving a long time ago, but look at the tail. No wind in here. I'm not breathing on it. Little shake. Shakes for days. So I tip it here. I put the hook right through the header here, and put it out like this, and it can really just stay just like this on here on the line. It can stay like this, or you could move it up to the top, fish it kind of closer to the top, or some people even do it like a wacky worm, just put it right through here. But I like to just put it up close to the hook here, close to the swivel, and just fish it just like this, so it's straight on that straight end of the hook. And you put 2 on there, another one right here. Just let it rest on that edge of the hook here. Let it rest here. So when you finish, you have a hook that's going to go out to the side when it goes in the water. The shad on the end, another one, and then the weight on the end. And these things spin. Look at this. They're not going to get caught on line at all. They're spinning. 0 line twist. So that's the drop shot rig. Please subscribe in the link, like this video, share it, comment, and I'll see you guys on the water. Tight lines.